The ultimate goal being that anyone who wants to go to orbit or the moon or maybe even Mars can go. Right. It's like if you want to move there, you can. Mm-hmm. Like that's the ultimate goal.
But then how does that handoff kind of look? Because if commercialization opens up and NASA's kind of the current gatekeeper, so to speak, a little bit, how does that transition is going to kind of be a little bit of a gray area for a little bit? Like if Tom Cruise going to the International Space Station, like who has the authority to say what goes on and all that stuff currently when commercial partners are the ones selling the ride?
NASA,
obviously. Yeah, right. Remember, for now, right? And look, NASA, we have a job. Exploration, discovery, science, inspiration, that's our job. But there's a whole nother element of space, which is development. And that's what commercial industry does. Commercial industry does development. Mm-hmm. So when we think about, when people came to the New World and then they expanded west, right? They expanded west with a purpose. They were seeking commerce. The railroad got put into place for a purpose. It was put there for commercial reasons. Mm-hmm. And that's where we are right now at the dawn of this new era in spaceflight. Ultimately, if the government is the only one doing things in space, it will not be sustainable, it will not be successful. There has to be a commercial motive to achieve the objectives that we all hope for.
Yeah, and we're literally seeing that. Like this is it. This is the dawn of that new era.
It is.
And that's, what history in the making. I'm so excited that everyone, the public is finally seeing this. I'm seeing this everywhere, SpaceX has had some big missions recently, NASA's had some big missions recently, but this is the one. And
that's right.
I am so excited to be here. I'm it's unfortunate a lot of the press and public aren't able to have considering the circumstances, but it's so cool that we live in an era where we can bring this to everyone and everyone can get excited and have something forward to look, something to look forward to instead of the current state of the world. So
yeah, I really hope this is something that everyone, no matter what their political leanings are, or however they feel, can be excited. They can look at this and be excited about the future.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. Like this is a bright, shiny moment in a very difficult time, mm-hmm. and we've had these in the past. And this is what NASA has been historically. A signal of hope in a time of troubled circumstances. And of course, we think back to the 1960s, we think about Vietnam, we think about the protests, we think about the civil rights abuses, we think about the civil rights protests, the country in turmoil, and yet in 1968, we sent astronauts around the moon. In 1969, we landed on the moon. That was probably one of the most difficult times in American history, and yet we still achieved these magnificent things. And here we are in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, and we can still do magnificent things, mm-hmm. and that's what tomorrow represents.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys for taking some time with me. Best of luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
We're all going to be tuning in. I'm telling you, the public is extremely excited. So
great.
Thank you guys for everything. I'm going to have to just throw you guys a peace sign and say thank you. But
all right.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
Let me apologize. If you saw this in my ear, it's not because I have a producer. I just had my friend Trevor Mallman helping me shoot this. And that's it. That was it. There's CBS and CNN with all their big fancy cameras and stuff. And then there's just me. And I only brought 2 microphones because I didn't know Jim Bridenstine was going to join us, which was a huge surprise. So it ended up being I'll give them the good mic. So if my audio sucks, I apologize. You're hearing iPhone headphones to the rescue. So I guess that's the joy of being a YouTuber. Well, that exceeded quite literally every expectation I've ever had in life. I was just right there in firing room number 4, which is literally where they commanded the Apollo missions and told the rocket that took humans to go to the moon to launch. Right there, I was there. What just happened? You should watch the Apollo 11 film, the CNN Films documentary on Apollo 11 that just came out last year for the 50th anniversary. You get to see a lot of shots from that particular room. It was stuffed to the brim with computers and it was facing the wrong way where people were not looking out the window. And it's just being in there right now, I'm totally beside myself. Wow, what an awesome day. And tomorrow is going to be even cooler. And honestly, I couldn't do it if it wasn't for the help of my Patreon supporters. So if you want to help me continue to do what I do and make awesome content about rockets and space flights, head on over to patreon.com/everydayastronaut, where you'll gain access to our exclusive subreddit, our exclusive Discord channel, and exclusive live streams. And if you want to wear some really cool shirts, including a shirt where Elon's, after we shut off the camera, was like, You have Arcadia Planitia on your shirt? I'm like, yeah, that's your prime candidate landing site for Starship with the exact coordinates. And he just fucking was like, that's awesome. So yeah, if you want your own Future Martian Society shirt and some reminders of the gravity and atmosphere on Mars, and also a reminder not to, forget to wear a spacesuit if you're on Mars. Or if you want any other cool shirt like the Full Flow Staged Combustion Cycle shirt or Pointy End Up, Flaming End Down, we got lots of cool nerdy space stuff for you at everydayastronaut.com/shop. Thanks everybody, that's gonna do it for me. I'm Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, bringing space down to Earth for everyday people.